The judge has ruled that either Fulton County DA Fani Willis must recuse herself or remove Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade from the Trump case. Greetings everyone. Today's video focuses on the matter involving Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis and her involvement in the Georgia election interference case against Donald Trump. Recently, the judge presiding over the case made a ruling stating that Willis must either recuse herself or remove the Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade, with whom she had a previous romantic relationship. The judge did not determine that Willis's relationship posed a conflict of interest requiring her removal from the case. However, the judge did express concerns about the appearance of impropriety and stated that Willis can continue with the case only if Wade decides to withdraw. Now, without any further delay, let us begin our discussion. On Friday, the judge presiding over the Georgia election interference case against Donald Trump ruled that Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis must either recuse herself or replace the special prosecutor with whom she had a romantic relationship before the case can move forward. Judge Scott McAfee of Fulton County Superior Court concluded that Willis's association with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade did not constitute a conflict of interest that would necessitate her removal from the extensive criminal case involving the former president. In light of a potential appearance of impropriety that has tainted the prosecution team, the judge ruled that Willis may continue working on the case only if Wade recuses himself. The judge expressed severe disappointment in Willis for a significant error in judgment and raised doubts about the veracity of both Willis's and Wade's accounts regarding the timeline of their relationship. The judge expressed concerns that as the case progresses, it may raise questions among reasonable members of the public regarding ongoing financial exchanges that could potentially benefit the district attorney, or even the possibility of a rekindled romantic relationship. To phrase it in another way, an individual observing from the outside may reasonably conclude that the district attorney is not fully exercising her professional judgment without any external influences. As long as Wade continues to be involved in the case, this unwarranted perception will persist. Despite being given the choice to continue working on the case, Willis faces the risk of her reputation being tarnished and the public's view of the prosecution being negatively influenced by the allegations. Trump and his supporters have capitalized on these accusations to undermine Willis's credibility, adding to the mounting pressure faced by the prosecutors who are striving to hold the former president accountable. Over the course of several weeks, the media has been fixated on scandalous headlines involving romantic escapades, illicit affairs, and hidden fortunes, transforming the trial of a former president charged with undermining the democratic process into a melodramatic spectacle. On Friday, a text message seeking comment was sent, but there was no immediate response from a representative of Willis. While acknowledging and respecting the court's decision, the attorney representing Trump contends that the judge failed to adequately recognize the significance of the prosecutorial misconduct committed by Willis and Wade. Defense attorney Steve Sadow expressed his commitment to exhaust all legal avenues in the ongoing fight to bring an end to a case that, in his opinion, should not have been initiated in the first place. In order to appeal the ruling, defense attorneys would have to obtain the judge's consent, as they do not have the authority to do so independently. Wade was brought on board by Willis to spearhead the investigative and legal efforts against Trump and 18 additional individuals who allegedly engaged in unlawful activities in an attempt to overturn his narrow defeat to Joe Biden in Georgia during the 2020 election. Utilizing a statute typically applied to organized crime, the case alleges that the ex-president, along with his legal team and aides, participated in a criminal enterprise with the objective of maintaining his position of authority. Despite being the presumptive presidential nominee for the Republicans in 2024, Trump maintains his innocence and pleads not guilty to any wrongdoing. During a recent hearing, Willis and Wade confirmed that they were involved in a romantic relationship. However, they vehemently denied any claims made by Trump's lawyers and his co-defendants that Willis received any inappropriate advantages from this relationship. According to Willis and Wade, Their romantic involvement only began after he assumed the role of special prosecutor. Nevertheless, a former friend and employee of Willis contradicted their statement by testifying that she witnessed them embracing and kissing before his appointment. According to Willis and Wade, their relationship came to a close during the summer of 2023. They both confirmed that Willis either personally covered expenses or utilized cash to reimburse Wade for any travel costs. According to McAfee, there is a lack of evidence to suggest that Willis had a personal interest in the prosecution. Additionally, McAfee stated that he could not definitively determine whether Willis and Wade started dating before or after he was appointed as a special prosecutor. The judge, in his written statement, acknowledged the presence of a lingering scent of dishonesty. He pointed out that there are valid inquiries to be made regarding the veracity of Willis and Wade's testimonies concerning the timeline of their relationship. These questions reinforce the notion of impropriety and emphasize the importance of taking appropriate measures to rectify the situation. Despite this, he stated that dismissing the case would not be the suitable solution to effectively dispel the financial cloud of impropriety and potential untruthfulness discovered in this situation. In his findings, McAfee determined that there was no evidence to suggest that the due process rights of Trump and the co-defendants had been infringed upon, or that their interests were negatively impacted in any manner. Additionally, he stated that the removal of a constitutional officer, such as a district attorney, is not required if there are less severe alternatives available. According to the judge, it is his belief that under Georgia law, the discovery of a genuine conflict cannot be based solely on making poor choices, even if they are made repeatedly. The judge emphasizes that the trial court must limit itself to the pertinent matters and the appropriate laws that have been properly presented before it. The initial request to dismiss the indictment and halt the prosecution of the case came from Ashley Merchant, the attorney representing co-defendant Michael Roman. Merchant raised concerns about the alleged financial arrangement between Prosecutor Willis and Wade, asserting that Willis had paid Wade significant amounts for his services and subsequently reaped improper benefits from the case, such as using their earnings to fund shared vacations. Following the dismissal of 3 out of 13 counts against Trump in the indictment, the ruling was delivered just days later. The judge concluded that the prosecutors did not provide enough specific information about the allegations concerning the solicitation of public officers to breach their oaths. Nevertheless, the majority of the 41-count indictment remains valid, and the judge stated that the prosecutors have the option to pursue a new indictment in order to reinstate the charges that were dismissed. Among the charges that were dropped, one of them was related to a phone conversation that took place on January 2nd, 2021, between former President Trump and Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, who is also a member of the Republican Party. During this call, Trump pressured Raffensperger to find 11,780 votes in order to secure his victory in the state's election. After the initial indictment, 4 individuals, including well-known Trump supporters and lawyers Sidney Powell and Kenneth Chesebro, have entered guilty pleas as part of negotiated agreements with the prosecution. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.